everyone, this is Jennifer. I'm back here with lesson 4. Today we're going to learn the double crochet. I have 16 stitches again, 16 chains, and there's nothing special about the number 16. That's just what I've been using because it's a fairly small sample. You can do any number you want. You don't even have to count. Just do a handful. We're just practicing. This is where things get a little different. We're at the point now where we can begin our double crochet. But because double crochet is a taller stitch, we now need to do 2 turning chains, which means when we start, we're going to skip to the first 2 chains, because these basically count as our turning chain. So what you do is you chain the amount of stitches that you actually want for your project, and then you do 2 more for the turning chain. Okay, so we're going to skip the first one and the second one, and we're going to go into the 3rd chain from the hook. Oh, and getting ahead of ourselves, I have yarn over first, go into the 3rd chain from the hook, then we yarn over. If you remember with half double crochet, we would yarn over and pull through these 3, but with double crochet, this is where it gets different. We yarn over, we pull it through 2, we yarn over, and we pull through 2. This is a double crochet. And you can see where that turning chain, it almost looks like the first double crochet. That's why we do that. That's why we skipped the 2. Because it's essentially our turning chain. So we yarn over, and we're not skipping anymore. From here, you only skip for the chain. After that, you don't need to do that anymore. This is the stitch we just worked into. So we're going to go into here. We've yarned over. We went through the stitch, yarn over, pull through just that 1 stitch, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, the last 2. Yarn over, insert hook, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, through 2, yarn over, through 2. You can see it's taller than the half double. And our next stitch we do will be even taller. Yarn over, pull through, yarn over, and like I did with the other stitches, I will go ahead and finish this row, and then I'll show you what it looks like to work into your regular stitches instead of the chain. Alright, I'm back. I have 1 stitch left to do right here, if you can see it. Okay, and then I'm going to chain 2, and we're going to turn, and then we start working into these stitches, going back through. So sometimes the pattern will tell you that the turning chain counts as the first stitch, and you might not wonder what that means, or you might not know what that means. Basically, this is the turning chain, and it is basically attached to this stitch. So if this counts as the first one, then we would skip it, and it would look like this. And it does tend to leave a little hole there. And sometimes it doesn't count as a stitch, and that can be kind of a tricky thing to figure out. But it's not something you need to worry about right now. I was just bringing it to your attention because if you're already looking at patterns, you may have noticed that and wondered what it meant. So again, we're working through those the same stitches, They look the same no matter what stitch we're doing. These little V's going through both of them, both loops that make up that V. It seems like a lot of steps when you're first learning, but it's quite a nice stitch once you get the hang of it. And it's taller, which makes it it seems that it goes a little quicker, whatever your project is, a scarf or whatever, because the stitches are taller, so it seems to go a little quicker. That doesn't seem too hard, right? That's all there is. You get to the end, you chain 2, you turn around, and you work back the other way. And it looks like this. Again, feel free to pause at any time if you need to, or slow the videos down. And make sure that you subscribe to my channel so that you get notified whenever I have a new video up, because I plan on putting a lot of them up, so make sure you are able to see those when they're done. Almost to the end of the next row. This is the last stitch. There's this little loop, but that's not a stitch. And you'll notice that little loop, again, that seems to be a thing that is really only on that row, and you won't see it again. And then we chain 2 and turn. Go back the other way. Pretty soon I'm going to do a video where we will do a project together. I'm not sure what that'll be yet, or what stitches we'll use or whatever, but that'll be a lot of fun, so make sure to join me back for that. As always, have a good day. I will see you later.